Do you notice anything? Yep, the dandelion is missing. I just could not get it to work out. Now we have embers flowing through the air. It's May. People are starting to go camping and have campfires, so I figured we could use the embers. They do have leaves and they have snowflakes, so maybe when it's fall I'll start using leaves, and in the winter I'll use snowflakes. I just wish Paur Director hadn't taken away those dandelions. We have a new addition to the family, Zuko, the super dog. I did not pick the name Zuko. It was picked already, but our daughters love the name. It's an anime thing. Don't ask me about it. The first night we got Zuko, we were afraid Grizzly and Zuko would not get along. I think Grizzly tolerates Zuko. Potty training is tough. We are finding all sorts of little surprises in our house. If anyone has an easy way to navigate potty training, send me an email. Oh yeah, if you didn't know where you are, you're at Talking to Myself Writing. A few weeks ago, Lydia from our church asked me how to market her book. I explained to her it's a very complicated process, but her question inspired this month's topic, marketing. Thank you, Lydia, for your question. With marketing as our topic, I thought our next guest would be a perfect fit. Her name is Lois Winston. She has published 21 novels, 5 novellas. You know what a novella is, right? She's written several short stories and a children's chapter book. She also wrote a nonfiction book about writing based on her experience as an associate at a literary agency. Wow. She has quite the resume, and I didn't even tell you everything. Now you see why I thought she'd be a good fit to talk about marketing. She also has a book coming out this June. We'll chat a little bit about that. So let's get going. Hello, Lois. Thank you for being a guest on Talking to Myself.
Thanks so much for having me, Carol.
So, Lois, do authors need to market themselves and their books?
If an author does nothing else, she should have a website. Your website is your author resume. It's the portal that will lead readers to all your other social media sites, link to places where readers can buy your books, and where you can post additional interesting information about you and your books.
So when should authors start social media or their website or their marketing? Do they need to wait until they've published 10 books or 5? When is the best time?
The easiest way to get started is to have some sort of social media presence before you sell or publish your first book. Foremost is an author website. After that, add what's comfortable for you. You don't have to be on everything, but you should be on something. I enjoy blogging. I have a blog, and I'm also on 2 group blogs, Book Lovers Bench and the Stiletto Gang. I often do guest posts on other authors' blogs as well. Having a newsletter that you regularly send to subscribers is also important, but make it interesting, as if you're chatting with a friend, not just buy my book, hard sell. That's a quick way to get people to unsubscribe.
So, is there a set amount of time authors should commit to marketing, like per day or per week or per month?
I have no idea how many hours I devote to marketing in any given week. Probably a few hours, but it really depends. Right before and after a new book launches, the time can increase to several hours a day. A Crafty Collage of Crime, the 12th book in my Anastasia Pollock Crafting Mystery series, releases June 16th. So I've been devoting quite a bit of time to promotion lately.
Earlier you mentioned that having a website is very important. But you also mentioned that you may have to hire someone to do that, but it can get pretty expensive. I know I've looked into hiring people to do certain things for me, and it's very, very expensive. What do you do?
I have a degree in graphic design and illustration, back when we did everything by hand, not on computers. Or, as my sons would tell you, when dinosaurs roamed the earth. I designed my own website, newsletter, and blog. Also, now that I've transitioned from being traditionally published to being indie published, I also design all my book covers.
So I'm going to throw in my 2 cents. I use Canva for a lot of my imaging. You can use Canva for free, or you can have a subscription. I pay for a subscription, and my daughters are able to use it as well. My website is Wix, W-I-X. When I first started, I did not pay a subscription. You can actually do it for free. However, I now have it where I'm paying for my site. No one at Wix designed it. It is a pretty easy to use website builder. Not perfect, but it's definitely, I think it does a great job. I also use Paur Director to do my podcast. And I was paying for it, but the system kept crashing, so I went back to free, which is why I don't have those dandelions. So there are marketing tools out there that you can use for free or not very expensively. Also, I always look for some great free online classes that talk about marketing. If you're looking at Amazon to publish your book, they offer certain classes. I like Reedsy, Reedsy. They offer lots and lots of free classes. I also like Lauren Ranalli. She offers a lot of free or inexpensive classes on marketing, email marketing. She was the one that got me started on Canva, so that's really been a positive for me. That was certainly more than 2 cents worth. Let's get back to Lois. This is a little off topic, but since you had 5 of your books with big New York publishers, then went indie, I thought you could answer this next question. I had someone tell me they wanted to self-publish their own books because they wanted the rights to their books. Could you talk a little bit about this?
Unless a writer is writing under a work-for-hire contract, all writers own the rights to their books. If you publish with a publisher, you are giving that publisher the right to publish your work, but they don't own the rights to your work, only the right to publish it. Authors get their rights back from their publishers all the time. I requested the rights back to my first 5 books and republished them.
So what are things people should avoid when marketing?
Hard sell backfires. No one likes being bombarded with buy my book emails and social media posts. It's very important to engage with your readers. Talk about things that will interest them. Let them get to know you, but don't get too personal. Stay away from controversial topics on social media, especially anything political. Half your readers will have a differing opinion on many hot topics from your own opinion. You don't want to give them a reason not to buy your books. I have a newsletter with a list of subscriber emails, but I only use that list for sending out my newsletter.
How important are book reviews?
Book reviews are important, but they have to be more than just plot summaries, and they shouldn't be personal. I once had a reviewer on Amazon give one of my cozy mysteries 1 star because my book was nothing like Lee Child's Jack Reacher books. Lee writes thrillers. I write humorous cozy mysteries. Why would she think my book would be anything like his books? All she had to do was look at the cover and read the summary. I'm still scratching my head over that one.
Tell me about it. I had one who hated Is a Snorer Snores, but then at the end of the review she said, but this really isn't the kind of book I like to read. What do you think about live or in-person events?
In-person events can be wonderful or awful. I've done talks at libraries and bookstores where I've sold dozens of books. I've also done talks where 2 people showed up. As for getting invitations, authors who want to do live events should contact their local libraries and bookstores. Also, civic groups, senior citizens groups, church and synagogue groups, the local Y, and other groups often host author talks. Some communities also hold book fairs. If you have a local writing organization, you might want to band together with several other authors to take part in a book fair in your area. Another option is to attend mystery conventions and offer to be on a panel with other authors.
How about writing contests? How valuable are they?
In the beginning, I entered my books in many contests, and my publishers entered them in some. Now I rarely enter contests. Most mystery contests are run by conferences and conventions where only those attending can submit to the contest. I no longer attend many of these. Winning a contest is a line item on your writing resume. It's extremely helpful if you're trying to get an agent or want to sell to a traditional publisher. Otherwise, I don't think it means much to readers unless those readers are also writers. Really, how many non-writing readers know what the Anthony, the Edgar, or the Agatha is?
Well, truthfully, when I saw award-winning writer on your website, I thought, well, this woman knows what she's doing. So I do think that some readers, it's important to see award-winning. I also think libraries or bookstores, I think that's something they like to see on the outside of the book. So let's jump a little bit. Do you pay or do you recommend paying for some marketing services?
One thing that's worked incredibly well for me in paid marketing are BookBub promotions. They're not easy to get, but when I've gotten them, I've seen huge spikes in not only the sale of the book being promoted, but also in sales of the other books in the series. I've also done well with Amazon ads.
Hey, where might people find your books?
My books are available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, and Kobo. Audiobooks are available through Audible, Amazon, and iTunes. Also, most bookstores will order any of my titles for readers.
Tell us a little bit about the book that's coming out.
A Crafty Collage of Crime is the 12th book in my Anastasia Pollock crafting mystery series. It's available for pre-order now and will release on June 16th.
Is there anything we missed or you want to highlight?
Marketing is pretty much a crapshoot. It's important to understand that what works well for one author may not work well for another. Do what you find most comfortable. Don't feel pressured to do what makes you uncomfortable. And keep in mind that what once worked well may not always give you the same results.
Lois, again, I thank you for being a guest on Talking to Myself. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed having you.
It was a pleasure spending some time with you, Carol. I hope your listeners enjoyed the podcast and have come away with some useful marketing tips.
There you have it, Lois Winston. Pretty amazing author, if you ask me. Speaking of marketing, on Sunday, May 21st, I'll be in Oshkosh at a book fair. Next month, I'll be in Bartlett, Illinois on June 11th. And in July, I'll be at the Pretzel Festival. But we're still working out all those details. check out this month's blog. And if you have any questions about marketing or my blog, please email me. Zuko has been napping under my desk. I'm sure he'll wake up soon and need a potty break. Thank you for listening. Please share. Cheers.